Hello, Drag Racers.
I'm Ross.
And I'm Maddox.
And for all of Season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race, we will be bringing you our weekly update on our top 3 moments of every episode, our favorite shade of the week,
our favorite queen of the week, our favorite costume on the runway, and our predictions for next week.
So stay tuned.
What do you want? What's the tea? You tell me what's the tea. What's the tea? You tell me what's the tea.
Okay, so this week we're getting into our moments, but they're not really a top 3 because
this was quite an episode.
This episode had a lot going on.
It
was very intense, and
we were having trouble picking just 3.
Yeah.
So
just speak about the episode. Well, first of all, I did write down one decisive moment for myself. They had like a mini challenge where they had to go to a polygraph. They were chosen to pair up with the least. What
it was like the person that is your opposite.
Yeah, it was like the least in common, and they paired up Fifi and Sharon Needles, who absolutely hate each other, and I just thought that was hilarious because they were standing in 2 lines, and Ru's like, look directly across from you, and that's your partner. And the look on both Sharon and Fifi's faces were just like, oh my god. I thought they were going to kill each other the whole episode.
I thought that this was the shocker was that someone died. And I thought it was going to be that Sharon and Fifi just
someone pulled a knife out of their wig and stabbed the other one to death. Because that is the look that they gave each other.
Yes.
They hated it.
Actually, Willem and Latrice performing, I thought it was really shticky, but I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I thought they were just having so much fun, and I really thought they did work well together. I thought they were very clearly, at least physically opposites.
Yeah.
I
thought they were the most cohesive.
Oh yeah, it was very, very clear that they won that.
Yeah.
So,
their costumes were cohesive.
Yeah.
Everything was great.
Yeah, so I had that as my moment that I really enjoyed.
And then the rest of the episode was just boosh. The rest of the episode was just out of control. I don't even know what happened. Can you explain?
Okay, so basically,
I don't know.
It gets down to the runway, and everyone's performed, and you can clearly tell who's the strongest and who's the weakest. And they announce that the winners, Latrice and Willem, and everyone's like, yeah, okay, obviously. And then they announce
Fifi and Sharon
are the bottom 2, and my heart
dropped. I did not know what to do.
I was freaking out, and I kind of was expecting it. I was sitting here shaking. I didn't know what to do.
My first thought was Dina is going to be there after they send either Fifi or Sharon home, which is blasphemy, in my opinion.
Against everything I stand for. So then they lip sync.
But wait, even before then,
yes.
Latrice and Willem step to the back, and Willem has this crazy look on her face.
She starts making these noises,
and she's
I've never heard anyone make. She was like, whoa.
And Latrice is looking at her like, girl, are you okay? And Willem is just like, yeah, I'm fine. And then all of a sudden, she starts vomiting. I don't know what was going on.
This could have been a favorite moment, is they cut, and Pamela Anderson goes, just gives it a quick, oh, God, what's happening? I don't like it.
And she's like, don't mind me, I'm fine. And it's just like, you just vomited off the stage.
And then they moved on so quickly. I'm sure someone came by, but, the editing, obviously, gives you only to see so much. And they were just like, okay, ready to move on? And I was like, no, there's vomit. Someone deal with it. Then we moved past the vomit, and I thought that was it. I was like, all right, well, they kind of showed that. Came the most stressful moment. I think, honestly, I've never been that worried.
I was so upset. I was
all 4 seasons. So they lip sync, and I was nervous. You all know I'm Team Sharon Needles.
And I'm a fanatic with a PH.
Then we have the 2 of them standing there, and Ru, in all of her glory, says, Willem, will you please step forward?
And literally everyone's face, including mine and Ross.
I was like...
And Willem walks up, and Ruth goes, you have broken the rules. And I'm like, what? What? Is throwing up against the rules?
We all signed the contract, you're not allowed to throw up.
So, Willem, you're going home.
She was like, I will ask you to leave immediately.
And this is after the lip sync, so it's like, girl, you knew she broke the rules before the lip sync. Obviously,
it was all for the drama.
We're doing this all out of whack today because
it's a mess.
But they lip synced to "Raining Men" by Martha Walsh and RuPaul. It was like the remix or whatever. I don't know. They never really point blank said, "This is the rule that she broke."
Every other sentence during Untucked was, "And I can't believe you broke that rule." And I was like, just someone slip and say
But no one said the rule. Like, they were just like, you broke the rules.
Well, let's take this moment to open up a new segment in just this week's episode. What rule did Willow break?
I don't know. I really am, like, lost for words. And someone was tweeting, like, maybe she did drugs. But, like...
That was my first thought. I was like, maybe it's drugs.
What drugs? And where did she get them from? And how did they find out that she was doing drugs?
Someone else suggested on Twitter, it might have been like the injections.
What injections?
Like, I don't know, estrogen? I don't know.
Let's clock this real quick. No. If anyone was gonna be sent home for not being a full man,
right.
It would have been Jiggly Caliente, who lives her life as a woman, and I know that for a fact. Chad Michaels, his whole face is fictional. So I don't think it could be something like that.
That's what I said. I said if that were the case, then half these queens would have got home a long time ago.
Yeah, like Carmen would have not even been there last season.
Right. But regardless, Willow is gone.
I don't know what happened.
So
what was your shade?
Let's move on because we're going to leave that behind for at least a little while.
Yeah.
So my shade was actually early on in the episode. I just decided that it was good enough. When, they're all sitting and talking about last week and they're saying, oh my god, Fifi was like, finally, I won a challenge, it felt so good, and everyone's like, yeah, and Sharon cuts in, she's like, so Fifi, what took you so long? And Fifi's just like, you kill me.
My shade of the week was Fifi to Willem. They're like, first of all, Fifi was reading Willem up and down this whole episode, hating her. And Fifi goes, I'm so glad you finally covered your beard. What? 8 episodes later? And I just thought that was so shady, but so true. And then she got sent home.
So I guess in the
maybe
end,
her breaking the rules was her covering her beard.
They were like, we told you not to do
Oh my god.
Oh, to shock everyone, my queen was, again, Latrice.
Oh my god. I was just going to say Willem. My face got so worried.
Not to shock everyone that much, I was more going for the sarcasm front, because I choose Latrice more than
all the
anyone.
time.
But Latrice had me in stitches. First of all, the first moment where I was like, okay, Latrice, was whenever they were doing the lie detector test, and they're like cutting in between all their answers, and Rue asks, do you have a thing for any of the pit crew boys?
And
the
everyone
two girls
else
are like, no. And Latrice goes, yes. And he's like, true. And we're like, yeah, we know. We remember.
I like when she was saying, girl, you need to come to my house because we cook the house down.
I will fly down for that. Oh, and one more moment. I wrote this down. Whenever it's so silent after Willem comes in the room during Untucked, and she just goes, and then Willem's like, she can't even look at me. And it was like someone like smacked her on the back of the head. Latrice was like, I live for it. It was amazing. It was awesome. So Latrice,
I loved when, speaking of Willem being very awkward, when Fifi and Dina left Willem in the gold room by herself, Fifi gets up and she's like, I can't even be in the room with this bitch.
No, she goes, come with me.
Yeah, come with me.
Dina was like,
and Dina just like gets up and runs out the room. And then it's like silent for a minute. And then Willem goes, I guess they're not going to drink these.
And like sucks their drinks down.
My queen of the week is Fifi O'Hara. Surprise, surprise.
Shocker of the century.
She was so vocal this episode. Just her having to work with Sharon, a highlight of my life. Because them two together was just a mess. I like how they wore the devil and the angel costumes. I thought that was funny and cute. I wish their performance would have been better. I knew they were going to be in the bottom 2. She's still my queen of the week because she's Fifi and I love her. What's your costume of the week?
My costume is Miss Sharon Needles. I like how she did show that she could be, a little glam while still keeping her Sharon's side. So who is your favorite costume of the week?
My favorite costume of the week is Chad Michaels. I loved that color on her. It was like a purple, rich color, and I love a one-shoulder dress. I loved the dark, shorter hair on her, and I loved that her costume was kind of a tearaway. During their performance, Dita ripped her dress off.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
That was cute.
So, yeah. Chad is my costume of the week.
Obviously, we've already discussed the bottom two and all that. So, next week?
Predictions. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Well, I'll get
Well, I would hope that Dita's in the bottom.
Well, yeah. I put Dita in my bottom every time because I'm just like, just go. But they showed them doing a Frock the Vote. I'm guessing they're doing like a little PSA or like a telethon type thing. Showed a little bit of
Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon doing her, girly stuff, which I think she pulls off.
I think Sharon will do well that episode.
Yeah. They showed a little bit of Fifi throwing some racism.
Yeah.
Which probably won't fly well. I put Dita and Fifi in my bottom two.
Who's left? Chad, Sharon, Latrice, Dita.
Fifi.
Oh my god, it's only 5 people left.
I was watching this and all of a sudden it cut to that wide workroom shot and there were just 6 of them. And I was like, there are only 6 left.
I am a Fifi fan, but I don't think she's going to make the top 3. So, and I'm praying Dita does not make the top 4. So, I'm going to say Dita and Fifi. Fifi's going to send Dita home. Hopefully. Oh my god.
I would love that.
But like I said last week, Dita is going to sneak her way into the top 3. I really think that's going to happen. Just for the gag of the season. Just like, hey girl, guess what? She don't deserve to be here. I feel like every season they have one girl that no one thought would be in the top 3. Like last season, Alexis Mateo. Are you kidding me? She sent Yara Sofia home. I was like, girl, I'm done.
That was the worst.
Done. That's how it's going to be with Dita. You're going to be like, Dita sent Sharon home? What?
Bite your tongue.
Sorry.
That is horrible. No! Throw my paper down as well.
We need to talk about the All-Stars. Because so far, we're just going to go over what the top 10 is. I'm going to go from 10 to 1. Jade, don't remember her. Mimi, I'm first. Manila Luzon. Jujubee, Jessica Wall,
Please.
Yara Safia,
Please.
Nina Flowers,
Please.
Raven, who just got out of jail.
She did a 25-hour stint in jail. Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't do it.
Sharon Needles is top 2, and then Pandora Box.
All I know is I vote for Raven every single day.
I love Raven. I said this before, I don't think girls from this season should be in All-Stars. And I love Sharon, but I don't think she should be top 2 because she's still on the show.
Right.
She might be top 2 this season. So like,
I don't
we don't know. Like that, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
The girls from this season are the freshest in people's minds. But anyway, those are the top 10 for the All-Stars.
We shall see.
I vote for Raven all the time.
I vote for Raven every day.
Today I did vote for Sahara because she tweeted while I was on Twitter, so I was like, girl, maybe it's fate, so I'll vote for you.
There we go.
You know, I like to throw a sister a bone every now and then. And then I retweeted it for her.
Oh.
I love Sahara, so I'm not
Doing
gonna...
a good deed of the day.
That's all I have to say.
That is all we both have to say.
That's all we both have to say.
So, until next week, stay tuned
And find out what's the tea.
What do you want? What's the tea? You tell me what's the tea.
One of the main reasons why I picked her for my Queen of the Week is because her magazine was called What's the Tea?